Agricultural and Natural Resources Committee meeting. We are now in session. Clerk, call the roll.
Representative Cochran. Cooper. Darby. Doggett. Hardaway. Halsey. Hurt. Potts. Reedy. Rudder. Shaw. Todd. Travis. Wright. Vice Chairman Drills. Chairman Halford.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Special orders. Anyone have special orders? Any requests at this point in time? Now's the time to be recognized. Seeing none.
Thank you,
Sorry,
Mr. Chairman.
Representative Shaw, you're recognized.
I thank you. I'm so glad to be here, glad to be back, and I'm sure we might get a chance to talk about that. But I did want to announce that I just got a letter from the Speaker. I got appointed by him to the Southern Ag Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. And I think that's a great honor to be bestowed. And I just want to toot my horn and say, y'all congratulate me.
That's all. Congratulations, Representative Shaw. All right, anybody else? Who?
John, did you?
Johnny? Okay, we're all good? All right. We don't have any business as far as bills go today, but we'll call this an organizational session, I suppose. So there are a couple of folks that would need to be recognized that you're going to see here every time. And these people are very, very important to this committee. Number one is my assistant on my left here, Becky Cantrell. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have Becky with me. So that's why she's sitting on my left-hand side right now. Our attorneys, Matt Mundy is on my right, as well as Lovin Dunn, as she is on the right of Matt. And we have our clerks. No, let's see. Here's Jeremy down here, our research analyst. He needs to be recognized. The clerks are Spencer Shaw, Alicia Downer, and Seth Beatty. All right, guys. Our committee intern is Katie Bush, sitting over here in the corner. Katie's from Lebanon. She's a junior, I believe. Is that right? A junior at UTK. So y'all make these people welcome and depend on them for information that you may need at any time. So with that said, we have some new members on this committee. We have some recurring members on this committee. And rather than have everybody just say who they are and what they are, we're just going to introduce these new members. Mark Cochran is a new member. Mark's right down here. Hold up your hand, Mark. Miss Barbara Cooper is a new member. Tandy Darby. Where's Tandy? Wow, I'm gonna have to dock his pay for missing the first committee. Clay Doggett. Chris Hurt. Jason Potts. Iris Rudder. Ron Travis.
I was here in 2012.
Well, you're recurring in. Okay. And Dave Wright. Okay, as recurring members, I have G.A. Hardaway. He is known as the Urban Ag Expert. He's from Shelby County. That's why he's called the Urban Ag Expert. Jay Reedy has come back to see us, and we're glad to have you guys. And Johnny Shaw, he's come back to be with us, so it's good to have you guys back. You were always valuable members of this committee. The other things, anybody that has anything they need or want to say at any time, just feel free to jump right in. But we're going to, without any further ado, we're going to go on with some other things. I do have a note here that Representative Halsey had another committee at the same time as this one is, so I assume that he will be here a little bit later. The committee procedures were sent to everybody via email, but there are a couple of things that I thought we might want to look at in particular. I'm sure you've all read all the other committee procedures, and they pretty well correspond with the other committees that you serve on. If you look under decorum, under political paraphernalia with advertising and statements, you can see exactly what that says. That does not apply to the audience. That only applies to members of the committee. So and what that says is you can't come in here with a mask on that says re-elect Curtis Alford on it. You can't do that. So, or a cup that's something like that. So just thought I might want to bring that out because that's really not new, but it's a little bit different than it has been. If you go over under committee rules, under roll call votes, of course, if I can't determine whether by voice vote what the vote is, I'll call a roll call at my discretion. Otherwise, the sponsor, let me see, let me back up here. The sponsor cannot ask for a roll call because, well, no, let me back up a little farther. The sponsor can ask for a roll call vote anytime up until we take a vote. Or 3 members of the committee can do that, but the sponsor cannot be one of those 3. So it has to be 3 members of the committee to call for a roll call vote, and that'll trigger a roll call vote. On down at the last bullet point on that page is that only members, and I don't think I've ever had that happen in this committee, but it has happened in other committees. Only members are allowed to ask questions. In other words, someone sitting in the audience can ask a question. If they have a question that they want to ask, they need to go through a member of the committee or the sponsor of the bill. So, moving right along, we had this last year. There are no videos, no props are allowed by anybody. Live streaming is prohibited in committee hearings. This includes members of the committee, members of the legislature who are not members of the committee, or any guest. Hearings will be streamed live via legislative website, Facebook, and YouTube. This is new. Last year, we had a rule that a bill could be rolled twice and it was sent back to the clerk's office. That has been changed. It can now be calendared 3 times, and if there's no action on it at the 3rd reading, then it will go to the last calendar. Testimony on bills will be limited due to time constrictions or something like that. For Ag Full, such request must be by a committee member or sponsor of the bill. A request should be made at least 24 hours in advance of the meeting, preferably in writing. This means going out of session is discouraged. It's that will be without objection if some member of the committee wants to have someone from the audience to come up and testify. We will do that by simply we will still go out of session, but we'll have to be without objection from the other members. So anybody, that's all the points I was going to touch on. Does anyone have any questions? Representative Travis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Like I said, I served on your committee 2012 through 14 with a man named Ron Lawler as our sub-chair, and probably the best committee I've ever sat on up here. So I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we served with Ron. He was a great guy. Anybody else? Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. We stand adjourned.